Hello, Mr. Jenkins. Thank you so much for taking a little time to speak with media marketing.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Values seem to be very important to you. They seem to be very important to Twitter.
Yeah.
In media marketing, we care a lot about values as well, and developing them throughout the industry. We'd really like to hear from you what your core values are. What are the core values of Twitter, and why do you care that much?
Yeah, so I can answer that in a couple of ways, and I'll start with my personal values because they do mirror sort of the approaches that we take at Twitter, which is why I really love the role that I have at Twitter today. Mm-hmm. And, you know, simply put, being authentic is a core value. I think being purposeful is a core value. And, you know, I can just stop and unpack those a little bit. I think personally, being authentic and true to myself allows me to always be in a state of honesty and openness. And purposeful, you know, being purposeful as an individual gives me the ability to also, you know, be true to myself and to speak truth. And as it relates to Twitter, you know, Jack Dorsey is a person that lives and breathes purpose. And, you know, if you think about how Twitter has transformed the world, you know, in terms of communication and how we connect to each other, and how it's created movements from Arab Springs to Black Lives Matters to Me Too. And it's not that Twitter started those things, it did not, but it was a platform to help elevate these voices in ways that hadn't had an opportunity before. So, you know, authenticity, being purposeful, and really living in a space where you're trying to inspire and uplift, I think are the places that I personally live, and that I've been very pleased to help Twitter celebrate and amplify as a platform and as a brand.
Why is exactly Twitter not trying to be cool?
You know, I think going back to what we were just saying, like when you have these specific fundamentals in how you behave and how you demonstrate, cool, I've always said cool is an effect, and I would rather live in the cause and then inform the effect, but not not reverse. The effect of cool doesn't create a cause. And I think Twitter is a platform that is so dynamic and so open and so real time, and its relevancy transcends the state of cool, because cool is an after effect. Again, it's like once you hear about something, then you determine if it's cool or not. And Twitter, because it's real time, because it's what's happening now, it just kind of seats itself at the center of things that are happening in a way that it doesn't have to worry about trying to be the cool place to be. It just is, you know. And I think that's really what differentiates Twitter. There's lots of things that differentiate Twitter, but that's one of the things. And I think another thing that I find very interesting about Twitter, and this is a statement that we use in the building, is it's a brand that shows sides and doesn't take sides. And so that, again, that openness transcends trying to tell someone what is interesting or what's not interesting. That's not cool, you know. So you get to decide for yourself, which is much more interesting.
What do you feel are the main questions a brand should ask itself in today's modern world in order to stay authentic?
Yeah, I think one of the most important questions, in my opinion, is, are you informing culture, or are you holding a mirror up to culture? Are you putting things into the world that allow people to think for themselves, or are you playing to the lowest common denominator, you know, 50% off, 2 for 1, or are you actually giving people the tools and the ability to look at the world around them and use your product as a means to uplift, you know? And I think there are lots of really wonderful brands like Apple, Nike, you know, just the list goes on, with true brands that have basically created and elevated who they are through purpose, through products and initiatives that really help us connect to each other and connect to ourselves. So I think, you know, again, when you're in a space as a brand where you're informing culture and you're using your voice and your point of view to inspire, I think that's a beautiful place to be.
thank you very much for sharing a bit of this Twitter magic with us today.
Absolutely.
Thank
My
you
pleasure.
very much.
Thank you.